How do you know how much value you have in the market and how the market perceives what it is that you're actually offering? And how can you enhance that value so that you may be able to deliver more of that value and thus charge more? These are great questions, right? And what so many people do in order to answer these questions is this classic technique. It's the most common way that people actually try to answer these questions, and it's called guessing. And it's not very effective, as you might imagine, right? You probably thought I was going to give you a real gem there instead of a smart aleck kind of comment. But I just wanted to say, don't guess. Don't just make it up. It's kind of arrogant to do that. And if you're being really arrogant, you might even get on your high horse and think that you've got the right to go around preaching to the market about how amazing your offering actually is. That's very different from educating the market. If educating the market is part of your service, then of course, you get to talk to them a little bit like what I'm doing right now, right? I'm offering this complimentary video series because I want to offer this thing into the world. It's part of my purpose. And I also want people to come to me who know what I'm about and who say, that thing that you're offering there sounds pretty good. How can I get some of that coaching and so on, right? So this is educating the market. Educating the market is not preaching to the market. It's offering some value so that they can take it or leave it. So the way that you can find out the answer to the question about how much does the market actually value you is you can just ask them, right? It's so important to do that. When we were working with the long-term unemployed people, we had this wonderful solution for the long-term unemployed, but they weren't the ones spending the money. The people spending the money was technically the government, but effectively it was the job search agencies. And they had all sorts of hoops that they had to jump through and issues with delivering things, and their hands were tied in many ways. So an outside company like ours could come in and solve a lot of those problems for them. So we asked them, what problems do you need solving? And then just by being able to talk to somebody, they often wanted us to immediately do business with them. And we had to say, no, we're going to create a strategy. We want to do this properly and we'll get back to you, right? You can imagine you've got these problems. Somebody calls you and says, hey, tell me your problems. Let me go away and create a solution. Would you value that? And then they're going to go, of course I would. Yeah. When I was marketing murder mystery party games, I originally thought that theatre goers would love my product. But they didn't. They, I would say that they even despised it, and they put very low value on it. Certainly not enough for me to make a living even out of it. But through going to the mall in the city where I was living and asking, like this central mall called Pitt Street Mall, and asking about 100 people their perceptions about character acting parties or murder mystery party games and all these different ways that I put the questions. By asking those people, I found out that people that loved watching movies in one form or another, they loved the idea of murder mystery party games. And if I delivered it in a specific way where everybody was involved all at once, then they would pay a premium for it. And I never would have found that out if I had just assumed that I knew and then started marketing it to theatre goers who kind of despised my product, right? By going and asking the market, I found a whole new niche which enabled me to raise the amount of value that I could offer and thus charge a higher price for it and do very well from it by spreading it through more than 50 cities around the world. Right? So by doing that, by talking to the market, you can actually raise your value in the market by understanding what it is that they want and giving it to them in a way that is palatable for them. When it comes down to it, asking the market is one of the principles of marketing. Talk to the market. It's just that simple. So when you talk to the market, don't be obnoxious about it. Be really humble and really, really listen to them. Think about the ways that you might be sold to that you hate and vow never to do that. If you imagine that there's something that you really want to buy and it's a little bit expensive, but then somebody calls you up and says, hey, we've got this thing that you really want and it's on sale, then obviously that's a way that you would like to be sold to. And imagine how you would feel if that happened to you and commit to helping people that you're marketing to feel that way, that they're actually getting something. Imagine, if I put this message out in this way, will people feel as though my marketing in itself is a service to them? And ideally, that's how you can create more and more value in the marketplace, right? So be of service even in your marketing. If you want marketing to be easier, then it's important to do this particular thing. Market to the people like they're people. Talk to the people, listen to the people, serve the people.